right, a man who graciously is going to talk to us, despite maybe not being in the best of spirits today. Steve, how are you, man?
Well, nice day, sun is shining, no one's shooting at me. I don't have a problem.
Well, speaking of shooting, when we saw, a lot of people have seen the video already that we had, but when we saw you go through that, go through your wing, when the boat capsized, it sounded like a gunshot. But you're not injured. There's nothing wrong with you.
No, my body was made out of World War II surplus tank parts, so it takes a lot to hurt me. I've taken some enormous shots in my life, and I guess I landed on my back on the life jacket, sort of tumbled, and so it didn't stand a chance. I mean, just tear away panels. I mean, it's like I don't know, just stunt stuff. You know, there's no just. It was no question about bouncing off of it or anything like that. It was just like diving through the what is it, those scenes in comedies where the guy breaks through the tissue paper wall or something like that. It's like escaping from a Japanese whorehouse or something like that. You just go through the tatami and you're out.
Well, and you went through, and then you were underwater, and then we saw your hand pop up. Were you worried at all?
No, it was perfectly clear where everything was. I mean, my eyes were open, so it's just okay, that's that. Okay, there's the wing, there's the platform, there's the beam. Hold the beam there, go that way.
Well, obviously,
I sink. So, I mean,
Are you negatively buoyant?
Yes, I am negatively buoyant. I'm negative in many ways.
Dude, obviously,
positive, but I'm negative.
you spent 10 plus 12 years sort of working your ass off after winning this thing the first time, and you've been largely responsible for building it back up and helping to bring Fred and the boys in and getting everyone to speed. And then at this event, which is sort of the culmination of that more than a decade of work, a minute in and you're upside down with a broken wing. What's going through your head as you're clutching that dagger board?
Oh shit!
About it.
Well, that's it. Well, I mean, my first concern is everyone, is Oliver okay? Right. And then he's pretty devastated. There wasn't much he could do about it, but to the extent that it was his foot that was the sheet was wrapped around, he feels responsible for it. So, basically once we said, okay, everyone's fine, we're going to live through this. And that was my first concern, because he's my nephew, and we've spent a year and a half working together on this project, and being younger, has committed more of his life to this, and it's a much, I wouldn't want to say it's a bigger deal to him, but it probably is.
I mean, he's not quite as cynical as you are, is he?
Well, I don't know whether it's quite as cynical, but no, I mean, just I mean, it was, and we both were feeling very confident sailing in the speed of the boat and our chances yesterday. We thought that really all we had to do was sail around the course and we'd win.
Really?
Yeah, the platform does things that other catamarans, in my experience, have just never done.
Can you share some of those things that it does?
Well, upwind, because of the asymmetrical canting dagger boards and the T-foil, it basically, the hull does not get pressed as deep in the water. So it's, it is gaining uplift from the dagger board, which means that the hull is not pressed into the water as hard. It's more like planing than hydrofoiling, but that was the intent. So when the boat comes out, one benefit is the boat comes out of a wave, it doesn't immediately accelerate back to the water at the, with the acceleration of gravity, it basically soars down, glides down the trough on its dagger board. So rather than going plunge into the next wave and having to rely on its buoyancy to bring it back up, it hits the water less hard and comes back up. That's managing wave encounters is one of the things in sailboat design that's pretty critical, and you know, it seems to have a much nicer, lighter, feel going upwind. So we're able to do that, and downwind, once again with the controllable attitude on the rudders and being able to cant the dagger boards in, we kind of feel that pitch poling is the other person's problem.
Right.
We're able
That's
to.
a big deal in what we were out in yesterday, at least for the first race.
Right. Oh yes, I mean you can basically just be as aggressive as you want to be downwind. So
without the penalty of having bigger volume bows.
Well, I mean the bows on that boat have got a lot of volume in them. There's no doubt about that. But the penalty of the larger volume bows is mitigated by the improved seakeeping of the dagger board and foil combination. So it's actually not what you'd expect. The bows aren't finer because it has foils on it. The bows are fuller because it has foils on it. So it has a very the water plane inertia is quite high. So it is remarkably pitch resistant, and we're able to trim the bow up, throw quite a bit of riding moment at it, and I don't know if your GPS data has sort of that we took a little zigzag before the race yesterday, and I think we were going 20 knots, jibing through 90 degrees, and
that's a quantum leap forward for this boat, isn't it?
That's pretty freaking fast, and I think we can do that, and that was the intent of the design, was to try and get a bit more high-end speed, because with the efficiency of these boats, they run up to their maximum speed very early in the wind range. So we were trying to actually, my usual philosophy on sailboats is to try and get performance early. If you can go a quarter knot faster when everyone's going 6 knots, that's more important than going a quarter knot faster when everyone's going 12 knots. Because you'll spend more of your time in that transition. In this case, we said we're actually looking for extending the upward end of the speed range, because that will enable us to pull the apparent wind further forward, put less twist in the wing, reduce the camber in the wing going downwind, and go faster. So,
are you comfortable with that? I mean, so going forward, is Aethon with the new wing? Is that the platform that you're going to work on, or do you make those decisions yet?
Well, the good news about all this is I don't have to wait to build another wing. And the second good news is I don't have to figure out which museum the old wing is going to go in. I mean, at this point, it's an old wing. It's a 175-pound wing in a class of 150-pound wings. Okay, so if it hadn't been completely demolished, there still would be the question about how much effort you put into repairing it, because it's never going to be a 150-pound wing. So starting right there, and the reason why it's a 170-pound wing is because when we built it, we thought the compression load on the wing was 5,000 pounds, and we've subsequently learned that the compression load on the wing is 3,000 pounds. So it's overbuilt by 130, 140%. So it's not worth.
Overbuilt, but not for you landing on it.
It was never.
Listen,
you would never want to race any mast that I can jump on from 7 feet in the air.
It looked like more than 7 feet. It looked like more like 12 feet.
Well, sorry, the wing is 7 feet. The boat's 14 feet wide. The wing is in the middle, 7 feet off the water. I'm on the high side. That's another 7 feet.
And it broke your fall down the other 4 feet, anyways.
Well, yeah, it slowed down. Yeah, so I didn't make as quite. And I didn't do a full gainer or a twist or anything famous. So it's just
Let's hit the road. Okay, let's go watch some racing.
Anarchy!